ดี๋ยวพี่ดูบันไดเลื่อนมานะคะเดี๋ยวดูก่อนนะคะ
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. I hope everybody is in good health. Thank you. First of all, thank you for taking a time to join this morning session. And to give you some context, this session is about our plan to expand our color-coded boarding pass to all the station. We have with us this morning Mr. Dinesh from Customer Experience to elaborate or to brief us further about the plan. Okay, for the session to be more lively, we encourage all the participants to turn on their camera because this is also in line with the AMAG online etiquette to have the session, to have the online session with the camera on. You can share your thought or concern in the chat box. You can write in the chat box later, right? If you have your concern or you want to share your thought. The QR code for the attendance, I will share with you shortly before we end the session. So your attention and participation are very important to us. And so please stay engaged and keep your cameras on. So without any further, let's hear it from our presenter, Mr. Dinesh.
Hi.
All to you. All right.
Thanks, Nazrul. Hi, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone can hear me and see me. So, today we will talk about the expansion of the colored boarding pass, lah, right? Nazrul, is it okay if I take over the screen just to
Yes, sure,
share?
please. Yes,
Okay,
please.
thank you. Just give me 1 second. There. Okay, can everyone see the screen? All right. Okay. So, I believe today we have station heads and assistant station heads from domestic, international stations, right? Everyone, right? Is that correct, Nazrul? For today, is it only international or domestic stations as well?
Yeah, mix of
Domestic, sorry.
domestic and
Domestic
international.
already included.
Okay. All right. So, since we have a mix today, I think just to explain to everyone what is this about. So the colored boarding pass or boarding pass color coordination, we call it, is something we introduced from X-School last year, September, October lah, around that period. It's a very simple expansion of the boarding pass. It's just a color label on the top. And moving into 2026, we want to expand this to, it's always been our plans. We want to expand this to all stations, right? So all destinations, new, old, everyone will get this, right? So let me just do a brief run through of the product brief because this will be shared to you by tomorrow, right? I believe some stations you have already received the stock of the boarding pass, right? So let me just give you a brief description of what this is about, lah, right? So it's a boarding pass color initiative. Yeah, it's a boarding pass color initiative for
はいはい。ごめんな
Exco
さい。電話取れなくて。どうしました？
and also domestic stations, right? So today we're only
Hi.
going to talk about domestic because our target for implementation for domestic stations will be from 1st February onwards. So this coming Sunday, right? We do understand there will be some things later that I believe airport services also will mention.
はいはい。
With
その次の日にまた、
Okay, all right. With regards to what do we do for international stations, right? International stations, we are still confirming on the production dates, right? So to all the stations here, but it will be exactly the same as what you will see today. All right. So for domestic stations, what will it look like? Maroon will represent business, put highlighted over here. Maroon will represent business suite, platinum, and emerald, right? So even for our code share partners and also our One World partners, gold will represent business class, gold, silver, One World sapphire, and One World ruby, and blue for economy class. So we will not have any plain white boarding pass moving forward. Okay. Let me just do a brief run through and then any Q&A or any questions from the team here, we can talk about. So as we said, Exco week, sorry, November, 3rd November last year. All right. But for domestic stations, we will begin on 1st February 2026. So this Sunday. All right. Don't worry, international stations. We are trying to push this to be done by March, but it will be sometime within Q1, hopefully. All right. So meaning to say that if you're from London, you're flying in, Auckland flying in, Bangkok flying in, the boarding passes will be provided to you soon. We will update this file as we get a more accurate date lah. Okay. Nothing major over here. So just another just a reminder, right? Maroon, gold, and blue. So why did we do this boarding pass? It's also to benchmark. We benchmark against other airlines. I think by doing this, we will be on par with other airlines such as Qatar, Singapore Airlines. All the major airlines do this, right? It's also to help the operational teams, not just at Kuala Lumpur, but also at the stations. So just imagine if you're a lounge staff, right? You'll be able to notice passengers from far, whether they are platinum, whether they're gold, or whether they're just pure economy class. All that will be stated over there. So this is the example of the boarding pass, right? I will make it bigger, larger for you in 1 second. As a reminder, we will also be doing this for the e-boarding passes. So e-boarding passes actually has already been implemented to everywhere, right? It's just a switch that we turn on. So if passengers show their boarding passes through the MH app, it will already have a maroon label or a gold label or a blue label. So this is the example over here. It will be maroon up top with the words no change in the printing. So there's no change in any printing whatsoever. The only change is the actual physical ticket itself, like over here, right? So this is for business suite. Sorry. This is for business suite, enrich platinum, and One World Emerald. The next two designs are gold and blue. Gold will be for business class, enrich gold, enrich silver, One World sapphire, and One World ruby. And their boarding passes, their e-boarding passes will be showed like this. Economy, meaning our most basic, not to say basic, our most common passengers, right? The majority of the passengers will be purely blue, right? So this is our new standard boarding pass that we will be using after this. All right, so this is for Cool. I won't dive into Kuala Lumpur. I think this has already been implemented with our airport services team and also ADS. This is for domestic. I think today we're going to mainly highlight on domestic, right? So how does this relate to your other touch points? How do you make it, how do you match it, right, for your other touch points? So maroon is very easy, is very straightforward. All of them are in group 1, right? Group 1, so if you're at the boarding gate, if you see passengers holding this maroon boarding pass, immediately you know that they are in group 1. For gold, there is a mix, right? As we have enriched gold, enriched silver, they will receive the gold boarding pass, right? So they could either be in group 1 or in group 2. For lounge eligibility, of course, except enriched silver and one more ruby. I think this is pretty straightforward, lah, right? It's just a reminder that we're putting up here for how does this expand to the other touch points that you have. For blue, straightforward, 3, 4, 5, right? So there's always the question that we had previously. What if it's a platinum passenger, but they're sitting in economy? So if platinum, they will still get a maroon boarding pass no matter where they sit, which means they will also still be in group 1. Okay. Moving into the FAQ, is very straightforward. Again, when will this start? We've done 3rd November for Kuala Lumpur and 1st February for domestic stations. Who are eligible? Everything is covered inside here that I've already explained. The last question, I think, because we have all your international stations over here, future phases will include international stations. That's always been part of our plans, but this will come at a later date, hopefully by Q1. By Q1. And I believe that's all that we like to highlight on this. So since it's a very short presentation, is there any questions from the floor here, from any of the station heads? Anything you'd like to ask? Yes, Amir.
Very good morning, Dinesh. This is
Morning.
Amir. Very good morning. I just have, this is a very good initiative in line with the other airlines policies and benchmarks, what you have been mentioning in this presentation. The main concern, what I would like to highlight here for Bangalore station is the boarding pass, the printer, what we are using at the check-in counters, we have one single bin. So we have the number of counters are very limited. We have only about 4 counters. So what will happen is we have to keep changing the boarding pass according to the profile of the passengers. So which might delay the check-in process a bit. Just would like to highlight on that.
Yeah, so we recognize this as well. Of course, at Kuala Lumpur, we have more counters, right? Being the hub, we have way more counters, we organize this. But we had the same issue as well, especially when it came to mixing the platinum and the gold boarding passes, right? So,
Yeah.
but at Bangalore, you have priority counters, right?
We do have priority counters, but we have only 4 counters, So depending upon the profile of the passengers, we have to keep changing the boarding pass as accordingly, yeah? Because
Yes,
they depending on the the availability of the free counters, we just try to channelize to expedite a faster boarding process. So whereby we have to keep changing the boarding pass colors according to the profile. So this might take a little bit of time. That is what my concern I would like to highlight. As we start this implementation, then we will know how best things can be
Understand.
improvised.
I do understand also. Sometimes for the priority counters, use it for normal economy passengers also, right? Just to ensure we clear off the queue as fast as possible. We recognize this, so maybe I can share what we did in Kuala Lumpur, especially at row D lah, right, where we had similar thing. They have only one printer per counter, right? So only one bin, and they have to swap. So let's just say now you are checking in a platinum passenger or a platinum passenger lah, right? We put it that way. The next passenger is a normal business class passenger. You will need to unload and load the business class, the gold color boarding passes. We recognize it will take time. Based on the study and the practice that we did since November, it will take the team 2 to 3 weeks to familiarize. We recognize also that, you know, you work for some stations, you work with third-party ground handlers as well. Yes, there is a learning curve to it. There is a slight education to it, but we have seen the VOCs and the benefits, right? On not just VOCs, but also social media and also from the operational team, that it does help. It looks nice, right? Especially on social media, but also does help with the operational team. So for now, if during this implementation, you will need to swap, you will have to, like mentioned, it will take time. Yes, there will be mistakes along the way for sure, like, you know, with whatever guidance, and of course with, like, you know, the number of passengers, it might be an influx of passengers. Yes, we recognize that, but it will need to be swapped lah from one to another. So same thing if, let's say, you're moving the economy passengers to the priority counters, right? For example, you're doing platinum passengers, platinum, so you're giving maroon gold, you will have to swap it to the blue pass if you need to be, right?
Okay, we noted on that. I mean, noted on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe once as usual, of course, once that implementation goes out, if you have any trouble, you can always share the feedback directly to either Amira or myself. We will take note lah. We will take note of it.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Sorry, from JB.
Yes.
Correct me if I were wrong. In KL, they have a specific counter, which is if business class is only meant for business class, gold members, and enriched silver. First class is meant for platinums only and business suite. So I don't think they changed the printer according to the colors. But here in JB, we only have 4 counter. We only have 4 counter, same as what other stations are having right now in the international. So we only have 4 counter. We have priority, we have business class, and we have the normal economy passengers. Same as what we do based on international need informed just now. We do the same thing. If there is no platinum members coming at the priority, then we will assign
move them
economy
over lah,
passengers
right?
to come
Yeah.
to our counter. So if you keep on changing the boarding pass according to the color codings and based on the printer, which is very fragile, very sensitive, if you keep on changing that, it might going to be unserviceable. So I'm not saying that this is not a very good initiative, but I think at least you give more alternative to that lah, because one is might going to further delay during the check-in process. The other one is because the printer is very fragile.
Understand. Thanks, Suzani, for sharing with us. Okay, so I think I'll go back to your first point about
So attachment was not to be confused.
yeah, so maybe I'll go back to your first point on what's happening at Kuala Lumpur, KL lah, right? At Cool. Number 1, row B and row H are unaffected. So our domestic and our international economy class, they are not affected lah. All of them get blue boarding passes. So I'll push that to the side. For row D, B1 to D3 and D13 to D14 are primarily business suite and platinum, right? International and domestic lah. We have a reason why it's split that way, but it's international and domestic, platinum, emerald, and business suite. But currently for the and of course the other counters are for the gold ones lah, which is business class, gold, and enriched silver. But they do have the changes also. Why do we do that? For example, you're a family of 4. Mom and dad are sitting in business class, the kids are sitting in economy, right? Our guidance for the staff for ADS here as well is that, okay, if it's only the parents who are platinum, only the parents will get the 2 the maroon boarding passes. For the 2 children, or if they have other members in their team, which we allow them to group check-in together at the same place, right, for platinum passengers, they will get the blue boarding passes. So blue or gold boarding passes. So I think that goes back into your question, right? They do swap it over there also. So meaning to say, let's say there's 6 people, 2 are platinum, 2 are gold, 2 are economy. They'll print the two, put in the gold ones, print the two gold ones, and then they will put in the two blue ones. We recognize that as of today, we only have, I think together with the airport services team, we've also had the discussion of it will be best if one day we can have multiple printers at each counter. But as of today, we do not have that. That will be the ideal situation that maybe we will explore based on feedback after this and look forward into. But as of today, it needs to be swapped lah, right? We recognize that definitely during this introduction, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There will be per passenger delays, right? There will be slight delays until the team familiarizes, understands the need to swap it. The thing that I can say is that for Kuala Lumpur, when we did a POC previously in September, and then we did the execution in November, it takes some education for passengers. Yes, they have uh, pure platinum gold counters compared to stations, right? Stations you have to mix and match depending on the load. We recognize that, but how our purview is, there are times where for some stations there are only one flight at a time. And for Kuala Lumpur, if we're able to handle it with multiple flights at the same time, we believe at stations this can be done as well. So going back into how we work around this again, right? For now, you need to swap. I recognize the issues you face, but we will need to swap it one by one. So if it's this passenger is platinum, it will be maroon. Next passenger is economy because you moved over the passengers over there to that line. You will have to check-in staff or check-in agents will need to replace and put the blue boarding pass instead. But our door is open. So if you face further issues and you know it's not working, or you have any further comments for this, please let us know. We will be monitoring this also. I hope that answers your question for now, Husaini.
Good.
Hi,
Right.
Mr. Dinesh. This is Thai from KTI Station, Cambodia.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to join some comments only because at
Sure.
KTI, we have like other station as well. We have only 4 counter. There is only one business class, including the members, is there. So if we keep changing the boarding pass, we will face a lot of issue. First issue, main issue is about the delay of the check-in passenger, the timing. The second one, due to unfamiliarized of the check-in agent, then we will face a lot of wastage of the boarding pass because sometimes they confuse to print on the wrong boarding pass. The third one, if we keep changing the boarding pass, which means that in Cambodia we have to, do something, open the cover of the print boarding pass printer and then switch to another boarding pass. Do the same like this, at least like 100 times a flight. So we will face a link down for the printer. When we face the link down, the process will take longer. The flight will be delayed for the check-in. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Thai. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah. So I think it's similar comments, right, to Husaini and the others also, swapping of the boarding passes, right? How do I put it? You have to keep removing, put it in, remove, put it in again. At this point today, we recognize that, but this will be the method for it for now. Just a question on your printer, right? So for your printer, is it different from what we have here in Kuala Lumpur? I don't know if anyone from airport services team or anything, are the printers different from what we have over here? Just wondering lah, just that, is that process gonna be
If in Kuala Lumpur, once they change the boarding pass very, very often per flight operation, and the link is still online normal, I think it is different from my station.
okay, all
Because
right,
at my
okay.
station, when we change pretty quickly and very often, then the link is down. We need to change that.
Okay, all right. Ty, maybe let's use this group as well. This is what we usually do. If it's something very different, maybe if you have a video to share to us, like of the process, just for us to understand how long this takes. Like I know what you mean, the link is down, the connection to the computer maybe cut short for a while. When you're checking in passengers, this is going to cause further delays, right? So to make it easy rather than to speculate, can you try doing that same process of like taking out, putting it in? Just record a simple video and share it over to us, to me and Amira in this chat. Just
Can, but please expect the complaint lah.
delay. Yes. Understand.
Yeah.
So it's just what we want to look at, just to say like, okay, on the feasibility lah, right? We recognize, it's different in Kuala Lumpur. To some extent it's easier, right? On the other question about the ground handler, yes, the agents. So I think this was one thing for us also. At stations, many stations work with third-party ground handlers. So getting the ground handlers to follow what your direction is, right? So for example, at KTI, whoever you're working with, the ground handler, their SLA is very operational, right? They just want to check in passengers as fast as possible. This will be an additional MH item. We will need to explain this to them. So this product brief later on can be shared to them. I think on a surface level can be shared to them for education purposes, to let them know this is how we're going to do for passengers. We recognize it is going to be difficult, but it will need to be done and shared with them lah. So we will need to educate the ground handlers for this. We recognize that it could be a further issue, but that will be our stance for now lah, right? That this will be a permanent future and permanent implementation of the boarding passes. I hope that answers your question for now, Thai.
Yes, sir. Thanks you.
Okay. All right. We'll keep you updated lah as we go. Before that, let me just check with there's someone in the chat has asked something. Sorry?
Yoshi, I think the
Oh, Suyoshi. All right. So for example, family packs booking is EY, but one is platinum, one is gold, and another is blue. They will come to C-class counters, correct? Then we need to change 8 passes. Okay. All right. So that's where we recognize the same issue that I think I mentioned to Husaini as well. Yes, we will need to swap the boarding passes, right? What we envision and what we noticed for Kuala Lumpur over here was that even though every day there's groups like this where there's a mix, right? They could be colleagues, they could be friends, they're checking in together, but they all check in at the platinum counters. We will need to change the boarding passes accordingly for them. My guarantee that I think I can give the station agent here, I know it's a new process. I understand it's a new process for you, but even for Kuala Lumpur, it took 2 to 3 weeks for them to familiarize and get used to it. And then once that is done, today we don't see any issues being faced directly lah by the whole team. Okay. Yeah, Azli. Sorry.
Hi, good morning, Dinesh. Apa khabar?
Yes, morning. Khabar baik.
This okay for Doha. Currently, we are
Yes.
using our GSA boarding pass because the requirement from the authority, and even the boarding pass printer is different as well. I've
I
tried using
see. Okay.
image, our own image boarding pass, but it could not work it. But that's the requirement from the authority because in order for them to scan
Okay.
the boarding pass, yes, the barcode.
So this would relate into their security, is it, Azli?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why
Oh.
now we are using still since day one. We are using our GSA boarding pass, CAS boarding pass.
Okay. For this, can you also share to us then in the group, because so that's our concern when it comes to international stations. Banyak, right? Different station, different policies, different airport authority. We did not know that boarding pass is also affected. So currently, all the boarding pass out of ex Doha is by Doha Airport Authority. Is that correct?
By our handling agent CAS. Issued by CAS.
Okay.
They have their own boarding pass.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you share this with? I think we have Mariam here, right? Is Mariam on the call? Mariam and Fakrul also. Because I think and to me and Amira also, because I think this we weren't aware. Let us relook at this lah, right, to see how we want to work around for Doha. Is it any special request we can do, or maybe during the cutover we maintain as is lah first, right? But we,
Yeah.
because for us, we signature routes, right? I think Doha falls under, I think, from captains and new captain also, that
Yes.
it's, signature routes. Anything we try to do, signature routes have to have it, and Doha included. So, does the boarding pass look different? Just wondering.
It's totally
Or
different. It's printed as CAS, QAS
I
boarding pass.
see.
I'll share in the group later. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm on
please
the
send it in the group.
on my way to the gate.
Yeah.
So once I have the boarding pass, I will share it in the group. Yeah. In the
Okay,
chat.
sounds good. Yes, please. Please share it over
And
to us, and then we'll
yeah,
speak lah.
and even other airlines as well, which is handled by our same GSC cars, they are using the same boarding pass. CAS
So it's
boarding
an
pass.
airport authority requirement lah, right? I think
Yes.
we cannot say anything lah when it comes to that. Okay, sure. Send it over to us. Let me discuss with Mariam and Fakrul also over here, Fakrullah over here also, to see how do we address it lah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks,
Because
Azli.
and even 90% of our passengers on transit, because will be carrying either other airlines boarding passes, either mostly it will be carrying Qatar Airways boarding pass.
I know. There is a transit station lah, right, for you guys.
Yes.
So
Yep.
okay, all right. Okay, sure. Share it to us. So even if, let's say, I'm transiting, right? So for example, London Doha with Qatar, for example, right? Even though I've printed the the Qatar boarding passes earlier, once they go there, you reprint the boarding pass, it will be they have to be reprinted, is it?
No, don't have. It's not necessary because they are using
Okay.
Qatar Airways boarding pass because
I
they are on
see. So
transit.
Qatar is
Only for
already
joining. My concern is only for joining
joining
passengers.
passengers.
But we
Okay.
only have a very less passengers on joining. Just like today, we
Okay.
only have 6 passengers.
Okay, all right. So but basically every boarding pass that for your MH flight from Doha to Kul will use the Doha Airport Authority boarding pass lah, correct?
Yes, only for joining. For
Only
transit
for
should be the problem, yes, because they are using
Thank you.
Qatar Airways boarding pass, which is checked
Okay.
through all the way from first destination, from point of
Okay.
check-in.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then
All
never
right.
mind. No problem. Share
Yep.
it to us, and then let
Sure.
us look at it lah. Right?
All right, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Azli. Thank you.
Hi. Morning, Dinesh.
Yes, morning.
Rahmat from Kuala Namu.
Yes, Rahmat. Yes.
I just want to get to know whether this new boarding pass later on will be can get along with our current printer at the airport, which is provided by our airport operator.
Okay. So I think this, I know, for Indonesia stations, I think the supplier of your boarding passes are from Indonesia, right?
Yes, true.
Correct? Yes. So we recognize that already. That is also part of our plans also. So meaning to say that Mariam and Fakrul over here are dealing with this, will deal with the suppliers there, and they will ensure that the suppliers, the vendors, will print it accordingly to what this current design is that I'm sharing you here lah, which is the maroon, the gold, and blue. So yes, at the end of the day, they should be compatible.
All right. Okay.
But
Okay,
again,
very
we'll keep
good.
you updated lah,
Very
right?
good. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Before the cut over time, can we have some stocks? We can try it out at our stations.
Can be arranged, just like how we did for Cool. We did a 2-week POC for this, just a short POC. I think I'll check with Mariam. I'll check with Mariam from the team, and to see whether we can share some over to you to try, maybe for the Indonesia stations. We'll let you know. Yeah, because
So
give us a bit of time, because I think it's more complex, right, for international. So many regions, so many airport authority.
okay, understood.
Yeah, but for Indonesia stations, you have one supplier, so it should be no issue lah, right? Let us get back to you for that.
Okay, Dinesh. Comprehensible your problem there. By the way, let's say if we try it out, then we have some issues or errors on the response later on. Hopefully that you can fix it immediately lah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, totally understand that. Yeah, that is our aim lah for this.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Dinesh.
Thank you, Rahmat.
Okay, good day. Thank you.
Thanks. Just go through some of the comments here. Okay, so from Francis, in Perth, we use mainly kiosks and generic boarding pass. Are we changing their boarding pass? Do you mean by changing the kiosk boarding pass? If I'm not wrong, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, are we supposed to then, when we realize that they are business class, are we supposed to change their boarding pass then if they check in on the kiosk?
On the kiosk, no, because the kiosk is, if I'm not wrong, the kiosk boarding passes are provided by the airport, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So we will not change. So like I think like similar to the other question, the ones that are coming from the kiosk, we will not change. So our stance for this initiative is only for the manual counters and MH app. So the only
Right,
places
okay.
where you will see is the manual counters and the MH app only. The maroon and the gold and the blue. Anything that comes from the kiosk. So for example, in Kuala Lumpur today, in KL today, if you check in at the self-service kiosk, you will still get the plain white one, because that comes from the airport as well. From the airport
Okay,
convey.
so if that's the case, that will be okay, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
What's
Alright.
what's your rate like actually? Just to put it out there for Perth, like comparing kiosk to manual counters.
At the moment, Perth is under renovation as well, and they are doing more kiosks now. So at this stage, we only have one check-in counter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Alright.
to do this, it's going to be quite difficult for us as well.
Understand.
And we encourage, we usually pull passengers, if we see that passengers are waiting a bit too long, and we'll pull them to the kiosk and we check them through the kiosk, because it's so much faster and, more streamlined as well. So
yeah,
to
so
us, we find that this will be very difficult to implement.
understand.
Yeah.
Four stations where I know like a lot of ENZ stations and even some other, even in Kuala Lumpur to a certain extent, they're trying to push the self-service side a lot, the kiosks a
Yeah.
lot. For me, the check-in is still an OTP touch point, right? This is just an up and next level, more for like branding and for customer experience, right? Customer visibility
Yeah.
and brand visibility. If your station is still, once Perth has been renovated and it's still a very heavy kiosk function, no problem, do not change that. We're not asking any operationality to be changed, lah, right?
Okay.
The only thing we could always discuss for that one counter is, I think that would be very priority and group focus, I'm guessing, right? For that one
Yeah.
singular counter. So that would still align with our towards the maroon and gold and maybe the blue boarding passes as a minority.
Yeah, for example, for CX now, Cathay Pacific, they actually don't even use a traditional counter anymore.
It's
So
pure
they
self-service,
will,
right?
yes, and they will use one kiosk, especially for their business class passengers, and they just print out the generic boarding pass as well. I think this is the future for Perth. They're
yeah.
trying to take out as many traditional counter as they go along the renovation. Yeah, so in future we may not see any more traditional counter.
Understand.
Yeah.
So I think if we're going in that direction, yes, we may lose out on some brand visibility on the boarding passes, lah, right? From this, but it's okay. It is the kiosk method has never been part of our plans to put the
Yeah.
colors in, because we know how difficult it's
Yeah,
gonna be.
exactly. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and it doesn't print in color, so on and so forth. So it's okay. I think when it comes to Perth, yes, that focus will be for the one counter. Yes, there will be need to back and forth to change the boarding passes, but I think it's generally, not to say unaffected, but generally on the minority side. So please do keep up whatever method that you are still moving forward with for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Francis. Thanks. Choose the station allow. Yes. So for the current stations, which will be explained for domestic and international also, which I believe Airport Services, the team will share to you once the delivery has happened. Do clear out your old stock first. So if you still have balance, we don't want to have any wastage. We want to make sure we really utilize everything, right? So if you still have any old stock of the current white boarding passes, please proceed to finish those up first before you go into the new boarding passes. All right. sorry, let me just go through the questions on the chat first. Would you consider a possibility to look into system auto-generated on boarding passes by itself? Instead, we change the boarding passes. Yes. So, but at this point for this Huzaini, it is also it's a balance of cost and also expanding the customer experience lah, right? So currently we were looking at printers that if we do the printing, for example, like you mentioned, I print the maroon, I print the gold, I print the blue. So it's easy for your counters, right? You have one counter, you have two counters, you don't have to take out, put in, take out, put in, put it that way lah, right? But if we do for one, we need to do for all. This is something we are looking later down the road in the future, but not today. Not today for this, right? Are we allowed to clear the old boarding passes? Yes. Same thing that I answered for Chu just now, Yasir. Clear off the old boarding passes first. So 1st February date for all domestic stations is the announced kickoff date. All right. But agreed even up to Captain Asa's level previously is that we clear off all the current stock first. Let's not have any wastage. Like all these have been purchased already. And also it's going to take up space at your stations, right? Okay. Nur Hamiza, after implementation, will we have feedback link to raise any concerns? Currently, we do not have any feedback link. We don't have any forms because I think we feel it's very convoluted. There is this chat over here, this Teams chat here that we have today. You can submit your comments over here up to the initial thing. Or if not, when the product brief goes out, you can contact, put the names here, me, myself. So if let's say at your station you have any specific issue besides whatever that we discussed today, right? You can either send to me, Dinesh, or you can send to Amira, who's from our team as well. Okay. Yeah, let me see who else has last one, I think yeah, okay, Marissa. Sorry, who raised their hand just now? Maybe you can Duan, is it? Mohammed Duan.
Hi, yes,
Yes, Duan.
Duan here from Singapore. Can I just check with you regarding this? I mean, I understand that we are going to be more exclusive and create that experience for the passengers, but in my opinion, I feel like if we have, because right now we are trying to move passengers more to the kiosk
เป็นใบกระเป๋าหรือยัง
and
แต่ว่า
try
At
to
Changi, right?
not overcrowd, not to overcrowd the passengers at our traditional counters. So if we have passengers on the business class who check in on the kiosk, they might want to be, some passengers would want to be exclusive. They want to have the new boarding pass, so then they will join in the queue as well. And I'm afraid that this issue might be more obvious, especially during the peak periods. So that's
Okay.
one. And secondly, for during our boarding for boarding purpose, I mean, these color coded boarding passes would ease the boarding process as well. But what if we do? I'm not sure whether in KL if we have some passengers who would like their family members as well to hold on to the same color coded boarding pass. Would that be allowed?
Okay. So no. So for example, right, if let's say you buy all business class ticket for your family lah, right? 5 of you, 6 of you, right? No questions there lah. It's pretty straightforward. Everyone gets a gold one. If let's say you are traveling with a cousin or some other family member, we allow you to check in together, yes. But we are strict on that lah, right? So only if you fit into the category. So we allow you to be strict on that as well. Don't worry. Let the VOCs come in. We will explain those VOCs back because we had that same situation where, for example, like you said, parents and kids, right? And their mothers and fathers, right? Majority, like 4 of them were economy, but the other 2, of course, the parents were platinum or business class, right? We split and give it out, say, sorry, for your other people in your group, you will get the blue boarding passes. People will beg, customers will beg, passengers will beg and push and say like, hey, I want to have my, I'm paying for this ticket and so on. No, because we don't want anything to go up on social media or any other complaint platforms that we have. Just to give you an example on when we launched this, right, how it looked on social media, we had a lot of younger travelers who started, buying business class. They buy business class for the short trips, and they were posting about it, and they were like, yeah, look, it says business class over here, it says platinum over here, gold over here. So for us, we are very strict about who has a business class ticket. We don't who has the business class or the business suite color. We don't want it to mix and match. So even if your family, if someone says your family, like, hey, it's my son, like, let him have the, no, we do not allow. Blue is blue, gold is gold, platinum is platinum. There is very strict about that. And sorry, what did you say about what was your first question again? Sorry, Duan, on the first.
First question,
Kiosk, is
basically
it?
kiosk.
Okay. So we benchmark, right? I think this is to everyone else. So we benchmark last time, like, okay, how do other airlines do it? How do they do it at their cost? And it's exactly the same, just like what Francis is saying. Same for other airlines as well, Qatar, Singapore, and all the others, right? If they do it at the kiosk, they follow whatever the airport authority is, similar to what we have in Kuala Lumpur over here, which is it's plain white lah, right? And I do recognize, okay, they do go there and then they say, hey, I'm business class, right? I want to have a gold color boarding pass. For now, we cater to it, but I leave that operational discretion to your teams, right? So let's just say you have delay, the delays or whatever it is, and flights are very close to each other. If you determine that, hey, sorry, sir, we do recognize, but you have the freedom to push them aside. If you understand where I'm coming from, right? To say that, sorry, we are putting other things. If you don't mind waiting, then you can wait for it. But if not, whichever method that they use is the priority first, right? So if they gone to the kiosk, they go kiosk lah, right? If they gone to the manual counters, they gone to manual counters. We had focus groups, like the latest one was late last year, right, in December, with the platinum members, with the gold members. Again, not everyone is the same, but most of them, they were like, oh yeah, it's a nice thing, right? It's bringing us on par, but they were very impartial to it. So for us, how we see it is, we don't think it will be a high number of people who do it like that, where they're like, oh, can rush to it. But discretion is still down to the operational team, to the station heads, to the ground handlers over there, right? If you're busy, to put it bluntly lah, right? If you're busy, if you have fights back to back, don't layan. If there's time and space for us, then we provide the freedom for that lah. I hope that answers your question and direction there.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ron. Okay. Is allowed to order old stock? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mariam, I think, is here, so, and she's answering there. Any other questions from the team here? I know. We recognize it will be a change in the slight operations, but we appreciate, I think, everyone here for joining us on the call and sharing your feedback. It will take some time to adjust accordingly, but we believe the benefits that come out of it visually, social media, brand visibility, it's all very good advertising for us lah. That's what we believe lah, right? Any other questions from any of the other teams over here?
Danish, I'm Winnie from BKI.
Yes, Winnie.
And what's your view as we are looking at higher costing on boarding passes wastage, since we had to reprint the boarding pass when passengers with different tier were in the same PNR?
Okay, group booking, right?
It's not group booking. It's like
In
one
PNR.
PNR you have like different tier. We have the maroon color, we have the gold and the blue as well.
It's a mix.
So
alright?
you are talking about like we have to reprint the boarding pass. So we're looking at higher costing in this sense. So what's your view on this?
So at the moment, I think we were looking at this at Kuala Lumpur also, right? Same. We get the same issues over here. For now, the direction is to continue with it, and we will review this. We will review this in the future, like what are the costing levels now. But for now, I think we're still collecting the data on this, like how much wastage is actually happening. What's the percentage like? We're going to look at percentages for this, like, to be frank with you. So at the moment, I think the direction for this, Winnie, at the moment is, yes, reprinting will need to happen, and yes, there will be some wastage, but let us evaluate this together with the airport services team, right? Together with Mariam, Fakrullah, and the rest of the team. There will be wastage. For today, the answer is to continue doing it. what we saw in Kuala Lumpur, maybe just to share, is wastage again. Why we compare with the hub, right? Because we got the most amount of flights lah, right, daily, and besides the other domestic stations, and wastage was in the very low percentages, right? So that's why for us we still maintain as is. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
All right. Thank you. Then it's like the hub stations will normally have like BKI, we have approximately about 10 flights per day. So yeah, the costing will not be less if we were to follow this instruction. Of course, we value any improvements, enhancements for the branding as well. But this is part of the concern. Thank you,
Yeah.
Danish.
No problem. How about this, Winnie? We do this similar to the same thing. If you foresee, like, okay, if you are able to keep the data for Chinese New Year, is also going to be a very big period for you guys, right? So it will definitely go up also. Let's review this. Please get your team to look at the data to see how much are they reprinting per day, how many groups per day, how many PNRs are they doing per flight per day. Easy for us that way. We can evaluate how much wastage is happening from there lah. And you can share directly again to me and Amira. No problem with that, if that's okay with you. So at least you get some direct feedback lah.
We'll discuss with our team first lah, because it will increase their workload as well as we were to do this.
Okay, all right.
Right. Thanks, Danish.
Thanks, Winnie. Sorry, is there anything else from the floor here?
Hi, Dinesh. Morning. Rizwan from
Hi.
Madras.
Hi, Rizwan. Yes. Oh, hi, Rizwan. Yes, how are you?
Yeah. Apa khabar? I'm good.
Bye-bye.
I just want to ask one question. So when are we expected start this one for international station? You talking about March just now, is it?
Yes. So me, Mariam, and Airport Services, the rest of Airport Services team, we are still discussing because like we mentioned, right? Different suppliers for international. There are several suppliers, and also like, you know, different airport authorities sending over the stock over there. It's going to be a lot of stock, right, that we're sending out to all stations. So we initially our plans is sometime in March, right? I'm not giving a definite date yet because we will know in the next few weeks, sometime in March. If not, latest will be by end of March lah, hopefully.
Understood. Because why I'm asking these questions for other international stations, we have some restrictions. We need sometimes to clear the custom and so on. So we need to plan how many stock we have, when should we start applying for, request for these new boarding passes and so on. So that's why I'm asking the expected date for international. Thank you.
No problem. Totally agree. These are part of the things we're looking at also. We know it's going to be an issue with sending over. No problem. We will let you know lah as soon as possible once we know. What else was it for that? Yeah, but in the meantime, okay, let's just say, right, this will be the same thing for international and to domestic. When we give the cutoff date, right, the official date that we give, first priority is still to finish off and to clear off whatever current boarding passes that you have, which is the clear ones. So that will be the main guidance for it lah, just for everyone to, because this will apply to all stations also. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? With almost time. Okay. I think that's all from me. We will send the product brief out, which will be the airport services bulletin out also with the team by tomorrow and Friday. There should everything will be clear cut. But again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact Amira or myself. Thank you for hearing us out, and Nazrul, back to you.
Thank you, Dinesh. And I hope that you all have the same understanding on this initiative, and also please share this information to your colleagues so they have the same level of understanding also. So on the screen, you can see the attendance QR code and the link. You can scan for your attendance. And I also will keep this meeting chat, yeah, Dinesh. If they want to share some feedback or they have a question later. Right, thank you. Okay, guys, please scan your attendance and yes, this is a QR code for your feedback on the session. This is also important to us so that we can improve in our future engagement session. Right, let's wrap up the session. Once again, thank you, Dinesh, and thank you the rest for taking your time to attend for this session. So till we meet again, thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Nazrul. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Dinesh.
Stay
Thank you.
safe.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.